and gentlemen, RVB Shard here with another, well, long-awaited rant for you guys. Well, rant, sort of rundown, teardown, slash McJigger. Anywho, E3 is finally all done, everything has been shown, everything has been presented, and the show itself is now up for, what's the word I'm looking for? Surgical intervention. Yes, that's the phrase I was looking for. Basically, I'm going to dissect each of the shows for you, the main three presentations, which are Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I'm not going to bother my ass with fucking Ubisoft or Activision, because basically I can't be asked. Oh, for a little change of pace, to begin this little rundown, I'm going to do Sony first. Now, I know that when I start commenting on Sony, I'm going to get the wrath of 1,000 fanboys, but to be perfectly honest, bring it on. I don't give a fucking shit what you think. And I've been called a fanboy so many fucking times it's beginning to, bore me a little, because I'm not. I'm here to take an objective look at all three of these conferences and tell you what was good and what was bad. If you don't like it, you can suck my shiny metal codpiece, because I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, first up anyway, Sony. Now, unfortunately, for the first, 10-15 minutes of the conference, Sony was just flogging a dead horse, because they were going on again about fucking PS2. Nobody gives a flying fuck about PS2. It's a dead console. It's like if freaking Nintendo came out and started banging on about the fucking GameCube. Nobody would fucking listen. Okay? Stop going on about it, Sony. Nobody cares. Who gives a shit if you fucking release 100 new fucking PS2 titles? Nobody cares. Okay, swiftly moving on. Sony's also got this real bad thing about statistics and sales figures and boasting that they're freaking... Yeah, it got boring and really tiresome real quick. And of course, the biggest, well, not really a surprise because it was leaked well before the show, but the announcement of the PSP Go. Now, I quite honestly thought that was a good idea. I thought releasing a new PSP, it's about time. PSP's been out for about 4 years. It's time it got a bit, reinvigorated because the PSP Fat, the Slim, they're all well and good. But it's about time they brought up something new. I was maybe hoping they could contend with DS, maybe have a touchscreen or something like that. No. They announced a flip PSP, which looked cool, fair enough, but it did have some severe flaws. First off, no UMD support, so anybody who already has a PSP, i.e. moi, I'm fucked. I can't even use my old games. I have to download new copies of the games from the PSP store, which will cost me a fucking fortune. Oh, speaking of costing a fortune, the PSP Go costs more than a fucking Wii. It costs more than a fucking 360. So what in the hell was Sony thinking? $250 for a fucking portable game system. Are you smoking crack through the asshole of a encephalitic donkey that happens to have a bad case of jaundice? What the fuck? I seriously could not figure this out. I mean, I don't know. Is there someone at Sony who's having a severe problem trying to translate the difference between yen and dollars? I mean, it just fucking mind boggles. It's another clusterfuck from Sony. Not only did they rape us in the ass with the price for the PS3, now they're doing it with the PSP Go. So fuck you, Sony. I'm sticking with my old PSP. Right now, I'm sticking out the middle finger. Shove it. But anyway, moving on to Sony's games. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't as thrilled as a lot of people seem to be with Sony's press conference on their games. Namely for the fact that I knew most of those games were coming. In fact, practically over half their lineup was already known. I mean, they showed Uncharted 2. Big whoop. We knew about that long before fucking E3 because it was shown last year. So, wasn't really a big deal.
God of War 3.
They showed, obviously, but that's been 3 fucking E3s running, and it's still not going to be out until March of 2010. So it's not really such a big fucking deal. MAG, of course, which we saw, which was announced last year again. It was okay. I wasn't really buying the whole, oh, by the way, we're playing this with 256 people all over the world. I didn't buy it. Sorry, it looked like you guys were playing on a LAN, and it didn't even look like 256 people. It looked like 64, maybe. There's no way in hell you could get a solid 256 people in the PSN, because the network blows. So there's no fucking way that's going to work. You're going to have loads of bots and maybe 30, 40 people, max, most of the time. But anyway, the only few surprises they come up with in the games was the announcement of Rockstar's project for them, which was Agent, which they didn't show any footage of, which kind of sucked, because I was quite impressed that they managed to get a Rockstar exclusive, so I was hoping to see something. But no! The Last Guardian, otherwise known as Trico, which was, the successor from the Shadow of Colossus and stuff like that. So, they're a Sony franchise. It was nice to see they came up with a full motion trailer, but of course the trailer was leaked before the fucking show. In fact, it was leaked like last year, so it wasn't anything new. Yet again, no real surprise. The only thing they really came out with that was of any severe interest in the games category was they were talking about what the fuck was it? Final Fantasy XIV. Yes, a successor to Final Fantasy XI Online. They were saying that, it's an exclusive to us. It's not going to be a PS3 exclusive. There's no fucking way in hell it's going to be a PS3 exclusive. It's a fucking MMO. First off, the PSN can't handle an MMO right now. They have to do some severe work on their servers. Second off, it's the same as Final Fantasy XI. Final Fantasy XI came out on PC and 360. So it'll be doing the same thing. The console, it's an exclusive to the console, but the PC will still get it. There's no way that Square Enix is that fucking stupid they're going to completely disregard an entire fan base, the same fan base that's been playing the game for years. So, that was just kind of... Sony was just blowing fucking hot air up my ass at that point, so... Alrighty. Moving on to Microsoft. Now, Microsoft's press conference was kept very quiet, very hush-hush. They hadn't really said anything since last year's E3. They didn't even say anything at GDC. So it was very quiet, and as a result, there was a lot of surprises in that conference. I was incredibly impressed. Okay, there was a few retarded fucking moments, where they were talking about Twitter and Facebook online, which is fucking pointless. Why? It's a hardcore gaming platform. We don't need fags sitting there going, oh yeah, look at my Twitter page. I'll stab you in the face. But anyway, Microsoft lineup of exclusives was incredible. I was just looking at that thinking, wow, there is so many games. I mean, in comparison, Sony only had 6 exclusive titles. Microsoft had 9. And granted, some of the demos on the Sony side were better than the demos on the 360 side, but of course the presentation from Microsoft was so much fucking better than Sony's. I mean, it was no statistics, no boring bullshit, no flogging an old dead console. It was just game after game after game after demo after demo after trailer. So it had a good momentum to it. There was a lot of guest stars like fucking Steven Spielberg and the Beatles, for fuck's sake. And they had a lot of stuff. I mean, the exclusive lineup for 360 was, let's see, Alan Wake, Crackdown 2, Forza 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Joyride, Left 4 Dead 2, Shadow Complex, Splinter Cell, the Natal Project. These were all fucking exclusives that were in that press briefing. They didn't even have enough time. This is the bit that got me. Even in the 2-hour time slot, they didn't have enough time to announce everything. So after that, they had to announce that they were supporting digital downloads for 360 games. They're starting off, I think it's after the holidays or something, or mid-holidays, they're going to have 35 360 games available for download directly to your hard drive, which to me is pretty fucking impressive. And also in the UK, where they're supporting Sky TV and shit like that. So there was a lot in the 360 conference. There was a few hiccups, I have to admit. There was a couple of glitches with the Natal demonstration, with the first one, showing the avatar. Now, it was kind of glitchy, and yeah, it did look a bit retarded at times. But the technology I thought was pretty sound. Of course, the whole Lionhead demo, although it was technically impressive, it was just yet again smoke being blown up my ass by Lionhead. Peter Molyneux was pretty much trying to tickle my balls with a feather duster in that one, going, yeah, isn't this awesome, although it's bullshit. I mean, if they do eventually crack that and it fully is interactive and stuff, it'll be fucking incredible. But until then, Peter Molyneux, go slap yourself very hard. You're being a cock monkey.